There are millions of B2B marketing tools out there on the market. So how do you pick the right one for your business and for your use case? Today I will share 11 B2B marketing tools that I use in my daily business as a B2B marketing manager in a large global IT company. Hey, this is Ricky, founder of Markletic, and we post a lot of videos about B2B marketing. So if you like content like this, consider subscribing to this channel and maybe liking this video. It really motivates me to make a lot more videos just like this. So when it comes to B2B marketing tools, you have to focus on the buyer's journey. For example, if you have 20 tools in the acquisition phase, then it doesn't really make a lot of sense, because if you have a whole lot of leads, but you have no tools to convert those leads into customers and to activate them, then how valuable is that really? So you need to select the right tools for each phase of the buyer's journey. So there's a great framework out there that stands for the AARRR framework. So for obvious reasons, this is called the Pirate framework, and it actually stands for acquisition, activation, retention, revenue, and referral. So acquisition answers the part of which tools do you use to acquire users. Activation answers the question of which tools do you use to activate your customers or your users. Retention tools focus on how do you retain your users, how do you get them back to your website, back to your solutions, back to your products, and what tools do you use for that. So for the revenue side of things, how do you convert those newly generated leads into customers, and most importantly, how do you upsell? So how do you sell bigger deals into your existing customer base, because usually B2B companies use a strategy called land and expand. So usually the land deal is smaller, but then the idea is to upsell to that customer and make the deal much bigger. So the referral part is how do you get backlinks to your website, what tools do you use for that, how do you get your happy customers talking about your product. So there's of course some tools for that, and I'll cover that in this video. So for simplicity, so I don't have to edit pirate hats on my head all the time, I will call this framework the AARRR framework. And in today's video, I will give you 2 tools, except for the acquisition phase, I will give you 3 tools there for each phase of the AARRR framework. So you can select the right tools according to the full buyer's journey. But before we get started, and I might influence you, I would like to ask you a question. What is your favorite B2B marketing tool on the market out there today? So now let's dive into the tools. Of course, I'll start with the acquisition tools, but I just want to give a side note. So these might not be the best tools on the market. These are the tools that I personally use, and I really enjoy using them. They're very valuable to me. And also I'll just give a brief overview of the tools. So of course these tools are very complex. They have a lot of functionalities, but in this video I can't cover all the functionalities, so just keep that in mind. So the first tool is Marketo, and Marketo is really my go-to tool for marketing automation. You can do almost everything with it related to your marketing campaigns. It allows you to create email campaigns, drip nurtures, and you can apply marketing logic, which is great. A big part of B2B marketing is scoring your leads based on your behavior. This is also called lead management. Marketo can do this and will determine whether a person is an MQL based on his score, so based on his behavior that it has shown on your website. So maybe it has engaged with a marketing campaign, maybe the lead has visited certain pages on your website, and you can give this person a score. So Marketo facilitates this. Also, Marketo synchronizes with your CRM such as Salesforce. So this is great, because if you have all this marketing data but your sales doesn't have access to it, really how valuable is it? So Marketo has a sync with Salesforce and other major platforms, so that you can sync the marketing data to opportunities, for example, to contacts, to leads. And this is very valuable for your sales team, of course. Also, Marketo facilitates account-based marketing, which is a very important strategy in B2B marketing, and it's really on the rise, so I hear it more and more. So it's great that Marketo already facilitates this. But also, of course, with marketing, you have to prove your contribution to sales cycles. So Marketo also allows you to assign parts of revenues from deals to various marketing campaigns. So this is called marketing attribution. And this way you can prove to your sales team what effect your campaigns have on certain deals and on certain sales cycles. This helps to improve the relationship between sales and marketing, and this is very important. Generally, marketing is expected to contribute 30% to the sales pipeline, so marketing source pipeline, and Marketo really helps you to prove that. So the second tool in the acquisition phase is Semrush. And Semrush is really a critical tool for growth marketing, growth hacking, also for SEO of course. And really any B2B marketer should use Semrush. It's really the all-in-one marketing toolkit to help you optimize your website and to grow and succeed. So in B2B marketing, you really should be thinking about SEO even before you start writing content. You need to know which keywords you want to rank for, which keywords your audience is actually searching on search engines, and how you're going to answer their research questions. So if you want to know more about B2B SEO, I've actually written a complete guide on B2B SEO so you can get started. But Semrush will also show you what your competitors are ranking for and what content they're producing, which keywords they are using on their website. So of course this is very valuable insights because of course they're implementing that because it works, right? So you can look at their top pages, really see what keywords work for them and adjust your marketing strategy accordingly. So with tools such as Semrush and Ahrefs, you can really analyze your traffic, and with a proper SEO strategy, you get consistent leads into your system. So with PPC, for example, there's not much growth there, right? You only grow if you invest more money. But with SEO, over time, you're going to see your growth exponentially, and therefore it's very important for B2B companies to invest in SEO. So the third tool is Engagio. Engagio is a tool for account-based marketing analytics. It gives you insights in what accounts are doing on your website and if they're engaging with marketing campaigns. This is most powerful when it's also used by the sales department. Your sales team will have insights in which of their accounts are surging and showing a lot of engagement. Your sales can use this to reach out to the right people. Engagio actually also integrates with external parties such as Bambora. And this is very valuable because, for example, tools like Bambora give you intent data. So you can actually analyze what certain accounts are researching on external websites. And if you have this information, you can adjust your messaging and your sales can adjust their outreach approach to make it more relevant for the account. So this is very valuable. And if you want more information about intent-based marketing, I've actually written an article about it as well. So I'll leave a link down in the description. So if you want to read up on intent-based marketing, you can do it there. So now let's dive into some activation tools. So how are you going to activate the leads that you have generated? So the first tool is Userlane. So imagine you have great software, right? You're selling software, but your users don't know how to use it. This will be a nightmare because if your users don't know how to use your software, they will just start using your products of the competitors. So fortunately, this is where Userlane can help. Userlane is a tool that simplifies user onboarding with a step-by-step interactive walkthroughs. So B2B marketing shouldn't just focus on lead generation acquisition. You should also focus on activating people, activating our leads. Because if they don't do it, like I said in the intro of this video, it's worthless, right? You can have all these leads, but if they don't convert, it's worthless. So really focus on activation, and Userlane can help you with this. So the second tool is Sprout Social. If you're really serious about growth hacking social media, then you should take a look at this tool. It's an advanced social media management tool which helps you form deep relationships with your followers. The tool has very advanced analytical, social listening, and social engagement features. Of course, the tool integrates with all major social media platforms. So when you have acquired new leads, it's very important to activate them. And this is possible with social media. For example, you can have support on social media, right? So that people contact your business on social media and that you answer questions on social media. This is a very critical way to actually activate your users, especially if they have a lot of questions about your services. So Sprout Social also helps with this, right? You can have a lot of teams on this tool and they can answer questions of your audience, and this is great for activation. But also remarketing, right? So you have to remarket to your users based on their buyer's journey. So if they're at the beginning of the sales cycle, you have to supply different content to them than when they're far ahead in the sales cycle. So now let's focus on some retention tools. So how do you retain your users when you've acquired them? So you have invested a lot of money in lead acquisition. So of course, it's a waste of money if you don't convert them. So let's focus on some retention tools. So the first tool is Hotjar. Understanding your users is so important, but at new companies, this is often overlooked. You should want to understand what your users do on your website, what the conversion funnel looks like, and getting feedback of your users. This is where Hotjar comes into play. So Hotjar actually provides you a visual tool, like a heat map on your landing page, where people are clicking, for example. You can follow their mouse, so where's the mouse navigating, what are they typing in the forms. So basically Hotjar records your users on your website, and then you can use this information to make optimizations, right? So maybe they're clicking on buttons that aren't not working. Maybe they don't see the buttons, right? And you think they would see them, but they don't. So it's really a tool to make sure that your website is performing optimally. And you get this data from Hotjar by heat maps. So the second tool is OneSignal. OneSignal is a tool to send push notifications to your subscribers. With OneSignal, you can send push notifications to your first 30,000 subscribers for free. In addition, you can A/B test your push notification, segment your subscriber list, and localize them for different languages. Being able to segment your subscriber list is valuable because you probably have visitors from different time zones. So if you send all your push notifications at one time, some people might get it in the middle of the night, some people might get it in the morning. And actually with OneSignal, there's a feature there that is called smart delivery, right? It's intelligent delivery. So what it does, it looks when the user is online and it then sends the push notification. So this of course increases the click-through rate. And OneSignal works with all major platforms such as iOS, Android, and all the major web browsers. And actually if you go to Markletic, you might have seen that you get a prompt to subscribe to Markletic's push notifications, and this is exactly what OneSignal does. So of course I have OneSignal installed on my website. Revenue, so let's focus on some revenue tools that help you convert people into customers. So the first tool is Drift. Drift is a conversational marketing platform that allows you to include a live chat functionality on your website. In addition, you can also create chatbots that help to convert your visitors when your customer service staff isn't available. You can connect Drift to your Gmail account and you can create email sequences which take your marketing automation one step further. So Drift is also great for account-based marketing. For example, if a big account comes on your website, you can actually detect that and you can send personalized messages based for that account. And this is very valuable, and you know, a personal experience is always good. And with tools such as Drift, you can really do this. You can also redirect people to landing pages and you can just chat with them. And it's always great to have the ability there for your visitors to connect to your company staff straight away, because it makes your brand feel more human. And in B2B marketing, this is critical. The next tool is Zoom. Zoom is a neat tool for video conferencing and webinars. At the end of the day, people buy from people. You have worked hard to convert leads into MQLs and you've scheduled an appointment with the prospect. It's now time to bring it home through video conferencing. So like I said, in B2B marketing, it is very important to build relationships, because it's really true, people buy from people. Maybe another company has a better product, but if that other company also has a better salesperson and they're able to build a good relationship with that person, they'll probably go for that company instead of yours. So with Zoom, of course, you know, you have video conferencing, so you can actually see each other, which is great in situations where, you know, the distance might be too far to travel to, or there's a situation like the coronavirus. So really with Zoom, you can build relationships, and that is very valuable in B2B marketing. It also includes functionality such as webinars, so you can actually do a lot of virtual events, and this is what I do a lot with Zoom. So I've set up virtual roundtable discussions, you know, team meetings, networking sessions with partners, for example, and also with customers. So really, Zoom is a tool that you can use in a lot of different ways. And in B2B marketing, especially with virtual events, it's a tool that I use almost weekly for virtual events. So let's look at some referral tools now. So the first tool is Outreach Plus. And Outreach Plus is a tool for email marketing focused on reaching out to people. The main differences between Outreach Plus and, for example, MailChimp is that with Outreach Plus, you can connect your own email account to the platform. So this means that the tool will also see the replies that people send to your email marketing campaigns. So this is very valuable because instantly you see if people have a positive reaction or a negative reaction to your outreach campaigns. Of course, you can also use a lot of tokens, so you don't have to reach out to every person manually and write the name, you know, the company, the links, etc. And this is just very valuable to me. This tool saves me a lot of time in my outreach campaigns, and I use it on a weekly basis. So of course, when you have a lot of backlinks to your website, it will improve your rankings over time, and that means you will also receive more leads over time. The next tool is Hunter. Hotjar is a tool that lets you find email addresses of people for free. If you're like me and you live in Europe, you might be concerned about GDPR regulations. If you're reaching out for legitimate business purposes and not sending email newsletters, you don't have a lot to worry about actually. Back to Hotjar. Hotjar works by looking at email patterns from large companies. For example, at Markletic, we use the email pattern first name dot last name at markletic.com. So a lot of companies, of course, also use email patterns. So Hotjar analyzes these email patterns, and then let's say you're looking for someone. So let's take me as an example. So if you're looking for Ricky Wolf, you can search Ricky Wolf at Markletic, and then it will generate the email address for you. So then of course you can actually send an email to this person, and 9 out of 10 times it will work. So it's a great tool to actually find email addresses of almost anyone. So if this list wasn't big enough for you, if you want more B2B marketing tools, then I actually made a list of 51 tools according to the AARRR framework. So I divided them according to the buyer's journey, and I'll leave a link down in the description. And if you did like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. It really motivates me, and hopefully I will see you next time.